Hope we got plenty of people coming in because this is going to be a great show. The Ferary twins are here. I know that sounds like they're fast. That's the way it should sound because they are. They're really fast. They're the AAU Junior Beach, Junior Olympic Games beach volleyball champions. They won the gold medal in the most competitive 18 division in Cocoa Beach, Florida. We're going to catch them at Georgia State on campus in their dorm because they got full scholarships to play there. That's how good they are. They also, okay, you'll learn. Let's start the show. I'm a Venice, California-born, Los Angeles-based sports fan. One that has played, coached, announced, and promoted sports my whole life. My love affair with sports started in my own backyard and has led me to this podcast. Thanks to the support of the Amateur Athletic Union in East Bay, I'm excited to bring you Sports Stories with Denny Lennon.
Sports Stories with Denny Lennon aims to bring its subscribers interesting, unique, and uplifting stories. You can find us at sportstoriespodcast.com. We drop audio and video podcasts every Thursday and go live on YouTube Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Many guests have shared their stories with host Denny Lennon, such as Super Bowl and BCS champions Brendan Ion Badejo, Peter Boulware, and Trevor Lawrence, three-time Olympic gold medalist Karch Karai, Kentucky Derby winner Doug O'Neill, NCAA champions Toby Bailey and St. John Smith, Hall of Famers Jimmy Lennon Jr., Rudy Tomjanovich, world champions Boom Boom Mancini and Tim Leary, AAU Sullivan Award winners Catherine Plummer, Sabrina Ionescu, and Spencer Lee, not to mention the head honcho, AAU President Dr. Roger Gowdy. We've also had best-selling authors Wesley King and Wayne Coffey, and our Sports Stories favorite, Norm Bass, the first African-American to play two professional sports post-World War II. Become a friend of the show on Patreon, and you can help keep the dream alive. Go to patreon.com/Denny Lennon or go to our website to see all of our social media links. If you have an interesting, unique, or uplifting story to tell, contact us on sportstoriespodcast.com.
Coming to you live from Los Angeles. We're in the shadow of LAX. It's the top-rated video podcast in the Centinela Adobe Corridor. It's where we share a wall with the Korean United Methodist, and you can see St. Jerome Church from our back porch. We're in the 7428 studio where Jimbo and Marley run the show, and Buck kicks back until he's got to kick it out. It's SSDL Live at 5 on YouTube. Yes, it is live at 5. Welcome in, everybody. It's my family here. Come on, family. I hope you're here, right? I need to see you over there chatting. How about my St. Mark people, my St. Bernard people, my VBCers, and my AAU people? Anybody coming in from out of state, you're welcome to chat and support the show today. Welcome in. Top 5 states outside of California that are registering on our metrics. Number 5, Florida. That's where the Junior Olympic Games were. Number 4, Texas. They're always coming strong, supporting their beach volleyball. This is interesting. Number 3, Alabama. They're coming in. And right next door to them, Georgia. Coming strong, Georgia. Glad to have you here. Always holding that spot right outside of California is OH.
Ohio.
Yep, Ohio. They're always right there. I appreciate their support. Hey, it's been a busy week. We're getting our shows ready, doing different things, but it didn't mean that we were so busy that I couldn't shoot down. Now, remember, we're in Venice. That's on the west side of Los Angeles, not far from LAX. And that's where I grew up. We do the show from closer to LAX. But down in Venice is a legendary LA muralist. His name is Jonas Never. And Jonas has done murals throughout Los Angeles. If you want to look him up, it's Never 1959. And he recently was putting this one up. Yep. That's Boswick playing Jackie Robinson, and it's what's at a barbecue called Baby Blues right there on Lincoln and Sunset. And guess what? I got to meet up with Jonas. We chatted a little bit. He's done some of the best artwork you could see throughout Los Angeles. Again, it's right there at Never 1959. Check out his artwork. If I can get a chance to get him to sit down and discuss, he's unreal. and his work is legendary. In fact, Baby Blues, just so you know, we going to have your Postmated over here for a post-show grub down with your ribs because they're awesome. So again, at Never 1959, the guy is tremendous. Hey, coming up this week on the show, Craig Impleman. We're going strong with Imp. We're going to drop him on our Uninterrupted series, which is Thursday. So that's a video podcast we did back in the day there. And Craig Impleman is John Wooden's grandson-in-law. He grew up, obviously, learning from the master. Now, look at some of these documents right here. This is an early pyramid of success that he brought by. And if you hold it on just a second on that one there, Marley's producing today. See, it says, to Johnny, my appreciation for all you've done for me. And sincerely, that's Piggy Ward. Like, what? That's Piggy Lambert, and he goes by Ward. That's his coach. This is some of Coach Wooden's original handwriting and original notes for practice. And Craig Impleman brought all of this by. That book right there, written by Piggy Lambert, the Purdue basketball coach that coached John Wooden in 1932. That's Coach's own hand right there, writing down what he wants to work on in practice. For those of us that love, look at him.
Practicing being off what? Off balance. We got to stay loose, baby. But stop loose. The joints are always loose. You got to loosen up, man.
See, I told you that guy's a character. We love this guy. And it was a very successful podcast, but we put that out a long time ago. It was one of the first ones we did. And so we're re-releasing it uninterrupted so that you can hear from him and some great stories about college basketball, all kind of things. You know, he puts out something called Wooden's Wisdom, where it teaches you from a lot of the archives of Wooden. And so he's part of the NABC, which is that National Alliance of Basketball Coaches. And he is connected to so many basketball coaches. And just over these last 10 days, I suppose, college basketball lost Lute Olson and George Thompson, and those are two of the, huge giants of college basketball. So he was close to both. He'll be able to speak to that. So we're looking forward to that. Hey, I hope you follow me on Twitter. I'm at Sports Stories DL. We try to, support the show, support all kinds of things on there that make it interesting for you, including polls. I got beach volleyball people watching, right? Okay, who are the two greatest beach volleyball players of all time on the men's division? Got to be Karch Karai and St. John Smith. Who's the king of the beach? We're going to decide on our Twitter poll, but we're not going to decide with them playing one another. We're going to decide through a few things, including them as actors, which we already voted on that, but we'll give you a chance to look at that. And the one you can vote on right now at Sports Stories DL is who had the better sponsor between Speedo with Karch and Side Out with Singe. Now let's look at this. See, there they are right there, both doing what they do. But I'll show you the first of a best of 7 contest we did was who was the better actor. Okay, riveting, right? I mean, prove it to me, Alex. I'll dump them. Solid, Karch. Brought it strong. That was 1994 Baywatch. That was what that was, okay? He came strong. Now let's look a little bit of St. John Smith on what arguably greatest television show ever, Magnum P.I., and this is St. John in 1983 on an episode of Magnum P.I.
Yeah, I don't know if I have it.
We don't have it? Oh,
sorry.
Darn.
I can get it.
Okay, we'll look that up right now. That was Karch, right? Prove it to me, Alex. You show me, and he's out of here. I like it. I like it. I like the way he brings it. And he was sporting that Speedo hat that he's so famous for. That's solid. That gives him kind of a leg up going into competition number 2 of this best of 7. So you got to follow at Sports Stories DL. Might we have that one?
Yeah, I'm going to upload it right now.
Brilliant.
You want to say the other 2 first?
Yeah, let's. I'll tell you what we're voting on right now is sponsor, right? You want to show that picture? So, or we'll show you the board so you know where you're going to and all that. So take a look at the Side Out and the Speedo hat. Those are the different ones. Remember, Singe had a legendary apparel brand called Side Out throughout his time. Karch tells the story. I've interviewed both of them, Singe on the live show, Karch on a sit-down video podcast. And Karch told about they shot him all of these hats. They shot him all this gear for Speedo, but they only shot him like a black hat and a pink hat. And he wore the pink one because it was so hot, like in Florida somewhere where they were playing. And he won. and he went on to win 13 straight events. And so that's why he's stuck with that pink cat. I know he took a lot of grief for it. All right.
I got it.
We got it. All right. Let's look at St. John 1983 Magnum PI. But did you see him? Not that I'm putting on any pressure. That was solid. Okay, so that one already went down. I'm sorry you can't vote on it. We probably should have waited. And Karch pulled that one out, believe it or not. Okay. All right, we're moving on, but you can go to Twitter and vote. There's the details. Karch versus St. John, best of 7 for the SSDL King of the Beach title. Go ahead and vote at Sports Stories DL. Okay, we had an opportunity to catch up earlier with Bryan Jones. No, not the guy from the Rolling Stones. That was a long time ago. Don't even bring up that joke. Bryan Jones as in S3 volleyball club north of Atlanta, and he's the coach of our guest today. Now, our guest today, the Ferary twins, will be on right after this, but let's look at the interview I had with their coach, Bryan Jones. Welcome into the show, Bryan.
Hey, how are you, Denny? How are you?
I'm doing good. I know you're also a father, and you've probably started to become introduced as their father. So I introduced you and he's the coach of the Ferary girls. But that's got to sound okay because they have such great success.
Yeah, they're great kids, man. They really they've come a long way. They started training with us back in 8th grade and graduated, and moving on to Georgia State on to bigger and better things with beach volleyball.
I love that. So, as a high school coach, you had a tremendous amount of success at Pope High School, Marietta.
Yeah.
Over 500 career wins, 3 state titles, and those 3 Coach of the Year awards. Tell me a little bit about coaching high school indoor, and then balancing that with trying to raise a family and develop a club.
Yeah, it was really fun. I started I was a lot younger, and before kids I started coaching high school, and I was in the club world for a while, and once I got the head coaching job at the high school, I told my wife, I was like, you know what, I'm going to just focus on the high school. Kind of got out of the club scene for a while, and then the beach things just kind of started to develop in the last few years, and so I actually had stepped away from coaching high school for a few years at Pope. I was at Pope High School for 18 years, 15 years as head coach, and I stepped away for about the last 3 or 4 years, and just this year I'm coming back into the high school world again for coaching and teaching, and I'll just be doing this as my full-time job. And then S3 is, I guess you can kind of say, my other full-time job.
Yeah.
It's pretty busy as well.
Yeah, it's what you got to do when you got youngins.
Yeah.
Now, I also understand in some of your spare time, you're involved with the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation, and what spare time you have. And I want to give you an opportunity to speak to that a little bit.
Yeah, so my son was diagnosed with cystic fibrosis, and he's 12 now. He's doing really well. He's on some really awesome medications that the CF Foundation has kind of developed over the years. And so whenever we found out about his cystic fibrosis, we kind of threw ourselves into the CF Foundation, the Atlanta chapter down here. We do volunteer stuff with them. We were mentors for a while for new parents with cystic fibrosis children. And we try to do as much as we can. Nice.
It's always great to hear when people kind of take their own personal challenges and then help others get through that. So I wouldn't imagine it was too much of a challenge to coach the Ferary twins, Angel and Bella, right? They got some ability there, and I crack up that their last name's Ferary. I've been developing beach volleyball for a long time, and I've not seen 2 girls that are that fast on the court. They're ridiculously fast.
Yeah, they are super quick. It's funny. So if you had asked me that question about are they easy to coach like 3 or 4 years ago, might have had a different answer. They're twin sisters, and so they kind of bicker and do some of the twin things and the sibling rivalries back and forth. But I will say, man, over the last year to 2 years, really 2 to 3 years, they have really matured a lot and come a long way. And you're right. They're just great physical athletes. They're super quick. They're not big, and it's kind of funny because they'll sometimes, I think, be underestimated by some of their opponents who are maybe larger, taller. But then as soon as they step on the court and they see them move, they're kind of like, oh, they can play some ball, and they are super quick, and they have that attitude where they just absolutely hate losing, and so they just want to work their tails off, just to not find themselves on the side of a loss.
You can, you can sense that on the court. I meant to mention that they were, what was this last year? They were part of the 4x100 state relay team that won the state championship. I mean, that's when I saw that, I was like, okay, that does not surprise me. That's unreal, but that does not surprise me. Now they just, it's hard to explain to everybody. We'll be showing some video a little bit later, but they are not, they're small for the top 18 girls teams. Yet they just step up into the line of fire and just get an arm on it. And then, the other one's going to run it down. And they're just basically going to go, keep coming. Let's see what happens. And they never let that ball drop. It's fascinating. I mean, I've seen those kind of players before, but not a tandem like that. That will wear you down with their defense. Yeah,
it's funny. Like, you'll see them play some of these teams, and you know what it's like as a player. You're not supposed to, and as a coach, you hate it when it happens. But there'll be a time when the ball's off the court and it's maybe still up, but you think in your head like, that's out of reach. You never have that thought with the Feraries out there. They will run down anything. They'll go 2 courts over to bring a ball back in just to send it back over as a free ball and then set up and make an amazing dig and make a play out of it and end up getting a point. Getting a point off of something that probably should have been a point for the other team.
Yeah, I was fascinated at watching that. There was a really great cross-section of states represented at the AAU Junior Olympics in Cocoa Beach, but it ended up being you had to run through 2 Florida teams. The Ferary girls did to get the gold medal. So the girls are heading off to Georgia State for, and we'll be talking to them about that. I would imagine this is a point of pride for you that you have 2 players that are moving on to the college game. That probably sets an example for some of the younger girls that are in your club.
Yeah, we've helped several girls get into college before. The twins. This is the first time we've ever sent 2, a set of sisters anywhere. But we've, they've definitely, the twins themselves, they just hold themselves to such high standards on the court, and that's just not even in a game. I mean, in a practice, they want to play hard. They want to go after every ball. They're one of those where if there's a dead time on the court after practice, they're like, can we stay later? Can we play more? And that just kind of spreads. And so a lot of the younger kids, they get to practice with them. They really kind of just see that mentality of never quitting, always wanting more. And so it spreads and it really helps out. And so, they know too, like they see these 2 little 5'5", maybe 5'6" girls who now are going on to play D1 college volleyball. And they're kind of like, hey, you know what? If I work hard too, then I've got a shot to do it as well.
Hey, well, I would certainly appreciate your time. Congratulations on your success and helping young people move forward. And I'm sure we'll be seeing you at one of the next big tournaments.
All right. Thanks, Denny. I appreciate it.
Right on, Bryan. All right. Thank you, Bryan, for being on the show. That was great. We were able to capture his interview a little bit earlier. You might have noticed we had to cut a couple of things, and that's the entire interview is available over on my Patreon site. So you could just search Denny Lennon on Patreon and you'll find it there. We get into the Rolling Stones things a little bit. You'll like it. All right. Now we get a chance to bring on the stars of the show. We're going to bring them on as we normally do with the video montage. But you heard us talk, and we talked about how they won the championship in Cocoa Beach of the Junior Olympic Games, how they won. They're part of the 4x100 meter team that won the state championship in Georgia. So when you watch this video, just try to keep an eye on them. They move pretty quick. All right. That's ridiculous. All right. Hey, it's my honor to welcome in the 18s Junior Olympic Games, the AAU Junior Olympic Games, most competitive tournament there is. Gold medal winners from on campus in Atlanta, Georgia, at Georgia State, Angel and Bella Ferary.
Hi.
Angel. Welcome to the show. Did you like watching yourself there?
That was a good video. I really like that. Found all those.
It was, and I mean that. Okay, so I think some of that footage was from your semifinal game when you played Pater and Boulware, and that was a crazy kind of epic game. Like that game was unreal, and it was so fun how the crowd just all convened around you guys. I think that went into extra points, but you guys ran down some balls that were pretty unreal.
Yeah, I knew that was going to be a really good game. They're such a good team. They are a really good team. And they're so young. And they're going to be so good later.
Yeah, I know. They did. They played up in that one. Were you enjoying hearing from your coach there?
Oh yeah. I love Bryan. I miss Bryan. I didn't know he knew that much nice things about us.
Yeah, he did. He talked a little bit about you guys did the typical twin things. Like, does that mean you played some jokes and so forth?
Oh man, I mean, like, I think we were in a tournament once, like just in our hometown in like Marietta, Kennesaw, Emerson, Georgia, like at Lake Point. There was one time where Angel set me and she didn't say a word, and I hit it, and I went, "Good call," and then Bryan went, "She didn't say anything."
I love it. Tell me a little bit about, okay, so I want to set the table for everybody that doesn't know you. So you guys are identical twins, but you also have identical twin brothers.
Yes.
Right? Joe and Gio, Joseph and Giovanni, is that right?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So that's your mom's knocking them out quick. That's done, right? You know?
I don't think she was expecting it, but yeah, here we are.
And you also have 3 Huskies at your house?
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Yep. Are they, fair question, are they triplets, the Huskies? Or?
Okay, no. But we used to have 2 Huskies that were from the same litter earlier. And now we have 3 that are they're all different together now.
Just keeping it in the family. Tell me a little bit about how'd you guys get going in sports, and like what was that path when you were younger?
So, first off, our first sport was probably either tennis or basketball. My dad was a tennis coach through his college, and that's how he met my mom. He was her tennis coach. And that was like the first sport like we started playing tournaments in. Dad's like, "You're gonna play tennis." Yeah. And we're like, okay. And we enjoyed it. We liked tennis. It was really fun. And then 3rd grade we started playing basketball. And I wouldn't say we were the best at basketball, but we enjoyed it. So we were like, everyone was like, "Oh, you guys are so quick. You guys can get the ball anywhere." And we're like, okay, I mean, thanks, but basketball is not my thing. But it was at the time. Basketball was at the time. 3rd grade on to 9th grade, we played 1 year of varsity basketball our freshman year. And then we realized that it's like you can get many injuries from basketball. So our teammates tore their ACLs in the same season. And we were so scared. We're like, "I'm not getting hurt. I do not want to get hurt at all because I want to pursue volleyball." And, in 8th grade, our summer after our 7th grade year, our indoor coach from the club coach that we played with, Cobb Atlanta, he took us out and he was like, "Let's all go play beach. You don't have to like it, but I'm going to take you out and do this." Our mom forced us to go because we didn't want to go. We did not want to play beach volleyball because we were like, "Oh, it's so hot and there's sand everywhere." And we were forced to play beach volleyball. And then coming our spring season of our 8th grade year, we played our first tournament and we didn't do too well. But then we realized that like we can pursue this and we can get better at this if we just work really hard. So, but that was the time where like we weren't taking it too seriously. We just wanted to play it for fun. So earlier on, like 8th grade, 9th grade year, we weren't really thinking too much about like, oh, freshman, sophomore, junior year, and senior year of college, we're definitely going to go play this. We did not think that far ahead. until probably after our 9th grade year. That after basketball and like we played that summer tournament and we went to our first nationals and we did pretty like decent for people never playing in nationals. We won some. I'm gonna say we won some, and it was not. You would not consider it good now, but we considered it good when we were 14. Like that was the best we've ever done. We're like, okay, I think we can do this thing. Let's try and get bids. Let's try and do as best as we can every single year. And then our freshman or sophomore year? Freshman year for what? Oh, 14U into 16U. So that's freshman year, right? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we played everything we could at Raleigh. We played everything we could up at Beach South. Like we played just local things. We never really traveled. We might have gone to Florida once or twice, but we were doing really good. I don't think we went less than semifinals in every tournament that we played. So we were like, okay, this is a thing. We're gonna go for this. And going into 16U, we did decent. We did good. We got bids to all of our nationals we wanted to go to. We made gold bracket in all the nationals we wanted to. And then second year of 16U was one of our best years, I believe. I think it was. That's when we actually started to realize that we can go farther than this. We definitely can. That's a thing. And then that's when we started our recruiting process.
I like that path. I like that path because a lot of young athletes have to go through that same path where they kind of start in one sport and then they eventually find their way. And then when it clicks, and it makes you want to do the work and it makes you want to get better and you enjoy those steps along the way. So, so you can help our listeners out, if not our producer and our host. How do people, one, tell you apart, and two, like I'm in the blue shirt today and I have my hair down today. So let's start with that so that we can identify you. And then how do people kind of tell you apart? Like, how does that work?
I'm Angel. I'm in the blue. I'm Bella. I'm in the gray. And my hair is down for now. Usually I wear a braid when we're playing, but I'm wearing a bun now. And then I usually wear a bun, but I'm not. She's not. So we made it kind of difficult. But it's okay. Usually people find a way to figure it out. Like some people say, oh, you're taller, but I'm like a millimeter taller than her. So I don't know how to figure that out. And then they're like, you have a deeper voice. You have a deeper voice, or you have a smaller face. I'm like, okay. Yeah, and then whatever you want. One of the girls here at Georgia State, we were just sitting on the couch. And then all of a sudden she goes, oh man, you look different. We're like, and I just like freaked out. Like, okay. And on the couch, she's just like, I don't know. It just looks different now. I'm like, okay, that's good. You know who I am now. That's fine. But literally, if anyone just says twin or Ferrari, both of us turn around, they just go, you. I'm like, okay.
And when did it, like, okay, you guys have probably been always fast, and you just got faster. Was there a point where you go, oh, Ferrari's a car that's fast too? Like, did somebody point that out to you?
I think I heard that since birth from my father. He was just always say, oh, we had to change our last name because we were copywriting the car or something, or like our ancestors made the car. And we're like, it's like, oh, so we have to be fast. Okay. But then, my dad likes to play a lot of jokes on us, especially when we were little. He would just like say all this stuff and be like, oh yeah. And then you get older and you're like, you were lying. Because like one time he was just like, oh yeah, your grandpa, he founded that ice cream shop over there. And we're like, oh, that's so cool. And then my dreams were crushed, but that's okay.
Oh my goodness! All right, wait. So we're coming to you right now. You're in your dorm at Georgia State, so you're in there, but you can't go to classes quite yet. Is that right?
Well, freshmen, I think most of the freshmen like coming in are mostly online classes. Some are like blended, so some of it will be online, but you'll have a specific day where you go in the classroom. Like my classes start all out as blended, but then like as this like 2 weeks before school started, they changed them all to online because they were like, oh, second wave of COVID is coming. We shouldn't risk it. And Georgia State honestly is being really good, especially for us athletes. Like they're testing us every week and they're making sure that everyone is safe. And our team has like had precautions made, and we have like our little inner bubble little poster board that we have in the locker room, and we're all talking about who we're allowed to hang out with under what circumstances. Like we're all just being super safe, but it's worth it because we're at the college that we chose and we're here. It's not like we're at home. They didn't say, oh, you can't come to campus. I'm just thankful that we're here and we can like go play whenever. We can just hit up some of our teammates and they'll be like, oh yeah, sure, let's go. And then we'll meet them over there.
Like, yeah, Georgia State is being used as a reference for most athletics in like bigger schools as for like testing and precautions and stuff like that. So I found that very cool and very like calming to be here at this school. So
no, that's a good feeling. Like I know that one of the things, and I'm sure I saw with you guys, but as we went to the courts in Cocoa Beach and then explained all the rules about social distancing and getting checked and everything to everybody, it was looking into the athletes' eyes. And you could see everybody was so happy to compete and to just be in a place where you can compete. And everybody, you know, felt safe and felt like they're following the rules. But it was so great to see everybody excited about competing.
Yeah.
I don't know. Can you talk to that a little bit about just being able to get out there?
I was so excited that because we knew Florida was like not the best state at the time for all the competitions and stuff like that. So we were always like, okay, we can't get our hopes up too much about this one. It might get canceled because Cocoa Beach is in Florida and Florida is not doing too great right now. So, but when we, like the week before, we knew everything was going to happen, we were like, yes, we've always wanted to play this nationals, like our 8th grade year. I mean, whoa, 18U year, not 8th grade, 12th grade year. It was the last tournament. We wanted to play all the nationals we could, but only a couple were happening. We were devastated when BVCA got canceled and stuff like that. But when JO and USAV were still on, we were so happy. And we were so thrilled to be there.
And especially because it was close by. Like, USAV was in Alabama and Cocoa Beach was in Florida. Like, I mean, JO's was in Florida. We just, like, our eyes lit up when we found out that everything, like, some things were still, like, being put on. And because, like, you know, we already had, like, our track season canceled and we had our graduation postponed and we had all this stuff. And, like, as seniors, you're kind of just like, oh, I just really wish we can get that last tournament and that last thing before we go off to college and never do this again. So when we finally figured out, and I bet every other senior was very excited to hear that it was all happening. Funny story about JOs. We were supposed to play together.
Oh yeah, we were on the wait. We were also on the wait list. Like, we were so lucky to get it.
We were supposed to play with 2 girls that play at Beach South. They're amazing athletes, Riley Allred and Maddie Lichty. We were supposed to like split up and play together because we were like, oh, we should probably play with blockers because, you know, we should get used to that because that's probably what we're going to do in college. But last minute, they probably made a good decision, like thinking about COVID and all that. They're like, yeah, I don't think it's a good idea, especially because it's in Florida. So her partner said maybe, and then my partner said no, then her partner said no. And we were like, oh, okay, that works. And then we signed up not knowing that the cap was at 32 and we were 33. And I was like, oh no. And I'm freaking out. And I think I emailed you guys, like, and I was like, this is our last juniors tournament. Please get in. And if there's any way we can get in, I would really love to do that. And then I get an email back saying someone canceled. And like, oh my gosh.
I feel bad for those people.
Yeah. And we definitely were not thinking that we would win at all. We just wanted to go in, like,
play our best. That was probably the best tournament we've ever played. I don't think we like argued at all, which is surprising, as you heard from Bryan. Yeah.
No, I was gonna say it was deep. There was a lot of really good teams in the 18s, and it wasn't like, you know, some teams may have dropped out, but it was a strong field. And you had to go through a really good team in the semis that we talked about, and then a team from Florida. I think it was like Bergner and White.
Yeah,
Mario and Raylan.
Yeah,
but when watching you play, I get the feeling you kind of feed off of each other and you utilize that speed and defense because both of you get up. That you can get up and put a ball away, but that's different than getting up and blocking, right? It's just different, you know, when you have to get up and block. But you would just stand in the line of fire and take the ball, and then somebody's going to run it down. And do you guys get in like the other team's head? Do you think that the ball's never going to go down?
I tried. Yeah, our like first couple of like big tournaments, like the one, like, okay, there was a BVCA club versus club thing in Texas last year, and that was like our first one that we ever went to. And then there was like a tournament after that, like, and we played in it, It was our first year in 18U, so like still the girls older than us were playing in it, and we played a really good game in the semis. Like it was 1-21. So it was 2019 and we were down and we had this really nice hustle point. Oh, I probably should have sent that in. Okay. It was a really good hustle point to get us tied to 2020. And then
we didn't go up and block at all. It was just full like, okay, take the ball.
2 down.
Just pass it. Cover your face. Protect the pretty. That's the word of my coach. Great advice.
And the final game, we played Megan Widener and Piper. How do you say her last name?
I know how to say it.
I know how to say her last name, but I don't want to butcher it, so I'm just gonna. But Megan and Piper, we played them in the finals, and they were. I'm pretty sure their first game plan was, oh, they're short. We'll just peel off. I swear, at the first point, they served Angel. They peeled off her. She hit it on like 10-foot line. And they were like, okay, this is a different game than we expected.
Yeah, it was 1-28 that
time.
Yeah, I could just feel that. Like you break the other team's spirit along that way. So I want to go back to the high school. You didn't get, the end of your senior year, but in your junior year, you two were part of the 4x100 meter team that won the state championship in track, right?
Yeah, we won. We won the 4x1, but then we also collectively, all as a team, like with distance and all that, won the entire thing too.
Nice.
So everyone placed high enough to where we could all rack up the points to get that first place, like overall.
Yeah. And we were so happy.
Yeah, we were
so
like,
happy.
oh yeah, we can win the 4x1. But then once we were like, oh, we won that too.
Yeah.
Like we were like, well, we'll work for it, but like we weren't expecting it at all. And it was just like a really good experience. And also for like the seniors that were on that team, they were like, this is the year I should make it count. And I'm pretty sure we did it all for them. Like everyone
we didn't
there.
want to let them down. They always worked so hard. They pushed everyone in practice. They were our best motivators, and they really earned that. We all helped each other to get that ring for us.
Did you guys have to hand the baton to one another?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
So it was my friend Renee. My friend Renee and then my friend Leah, they handed off. They were 1 and 2. Leah handed off to me because I'm pretty sure that our coaches wanted us to hand off together the last strand.
Yeah.
Because every time during practice, like everyone would be shaky, but then me and Angel were like, let's just go do some reps real quick. And we did like 3, just bang, bang.
Yeah.
Bang.
And sometimes like I would have to like throw it in front of myself because like it'd be a bad touch or something. But
I remember one time,
stuff.
I think it was like the prelims. It was like the qualifying thing for state. And I was like,
Too many.
Angel, you went too early. I like screamed at her and I was like,
this is while we're running, by the way.
yeah, this is why. And I was like, this is when it counts. And you left early. So I had to like speed up and I had to just throw it in your hand. And I was just like, run. I screamed, run. And that was the race that we got our school record.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And then so what year was it, your junior year, that you won state championship indoor volleyball as well?
Yes,
Yeah.
it was 2018. So yeah, junior year.
That was our junior. Our junior was great at our school.
Yeah.
That was probably like the best like sports time that we had was our junior year.
That's also when we committed.
And
That
that's
is
at
also when we
Mount Perrin, right?
Yes.
Okay, I just want to make sure we recognize Mount Perrin Christian School. And that's in, how far is it from Atlanta? So people that are watching.
Yeah, 30 minutes.
We live right next to it.
Yeah, we could have walked to school every morning if we wanted to.
Or ran.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, what about so you're there? I noticed that you're also 4.15 or 4-point students, right? So you're top students as well. There had to be some good like mentors, coaches, teachers along the way. And I don't want you to leave anybody out or hurt anybody's feelings, but was there somebody that like really inspired you, either whether you're young or you're in high school?
To be perfectly honest, like
Everyone.
all of Mount Perrin was just the best teacher.
School-wise, and like our shout out to our indoor coach. She was probably
Coach Selena Chansey.
Selena Chansey.
You are the best. She is my favorite person ever. I love her to death.
If I ever had a problem, I'd go talk to her. Or if I ever like wanted to say something, I felt so comfortable to talk to her. And like not even volleyball, just school or life in general, I'd just go talk to her and ask her questions, and she'd be happy to answer me. She'd always make time for me. And I'm really thankful that we met her. Like, even if we weren't on varsity freshman year, and she still like offered herself up to us. Like, she was like, I'm here for you if you need help. And I feel like growing that relationship with her ever since freshman year onto our senior year, it's just, I'm sorry that we left, because I feel like we didn't do enough, because she did so much for us.
She's one of the best teachers I've ever had too. I had her sophomore year as my English teacher, and she taught me how to write an email. She was also like just a person I could go to with anything, and I'm so happy that I got to have her in our high school career.
And any mentor with beach volleyball is probably everyone at S3. Like, every coach we've ever had, even if they're not there anymore, or coaches that we still have there, or people that came with us, like especially Bryan. Like, I remember having that one conversation after a tournament where we like didn't do too well because we were arguing. He pulled us over and went, "You are like my daughters." And I was not afraid to yell at my daughters. So don't fight anymore. And we were like,
because I believe in you.
Because I believe you. And also Coach Dave at S3 was always like, I feel like you guys are my daughters. So please, I know you can do better.
He would always say, I'm going to sing Let It Go from Frozen. I'm going to sing it, and you're going to
fight. He's over there like, let it go. And you're like, Dave, no, fine, we'll stop. And I was sad that Dave wasn't there at Cocoa Beach with us. Luckily, Coach Nicole was. Nicole came later when we were, like, I think juniors. We started drilling with her, and she is a really good motivational speaker as well. She, everyone at S3 is such a good mentor, especially all the college girls that come back. So, like, girl at Georgia State now, Kaylee McClure, she was one of our coaches, and she is just amazing. Like, she'd always give us feedback, and she's like our sister.
Yes, she is basically our sister.
She's like our triplet.
She's our older.
She's blonde. So,
you're like the Huskies.
But like, I can't even explain it. Like, you'll just have to see for yourself one day. Kaylee is literally our sister. Like, we've known her since our beginning of playing, and then she became our coach when she graduated. And she's still one of our best friends today. So
one of the things I want to say is I really appreciate hearing that. I've spent a lifetime as a coach. Same with my wife, and it's one of those relationships with young people are so like important and rewarding both ways, right? So does any of those relationships that you have with either your teachers or coaches make you think about that in the future? Like, maybe you want to either coach or be some part of young people's lives and helping them move forward?
I've always thought about going back to S3. Like, I think I factor in to be a coach, because like, I have a goal. I have a lot of goals. I don't even know what I want to do.
Really?
For my career goals, it's either I want to work at a hospital, I want to be a doctor, I want to be a pediatrician, I want to be a vet. But I always factor in, okay, these days I'm going to work, and then these days I'm going to coach. Like, that's what I think about. And then Bryan has had us come back this summer and also in this fall to come coach. So that's just a great start, and I can't wait. I really want to do it in the future. We'll see what time gives us, though.
Yeah, and I've always thought about it because, like, ever since we were young, like when we started in like 8th grade, 9th grade, we they like gave us so much like compliments, even though like if we even didn't deserve it, they'd always be there to like hype us up, and they'd always be there to just make us feel better about ourselves. And I'm always like, if I felt good about that when I was at my lowest and someone just said that little thing to me, then I kind of want to do that to other people. Like, I want to,
especially the little girls. Like, my neighbor is my is in my little practice group for volleyball, and I love giving her compliments and stuff like that. And I can't wait to see how much she grows in this sport, because I think we might have transitioned her to beach from indoor, but we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, and I just feel like that, like when I coached my first little tournament with S3, like they invited us to coach the little girls, and they were just like, "Thank you so much. You helped me play so much better. Are you gonna come to coach next time?" And I was like, "Oh, they like me." Oh, you're muted.
I think you're on mute.
I think you're on mute.
Wait. I can't hear.
Okay, I'm back now, right?
Okay, we're good.
Hey, it's good that I get muted sometimes. But it's because when I was listening to you guys, like I grew up in a family of 7, and I have like 60 first cousins on one side of the family, and so we always are all fighting for airtime to talk. And I'm wondering, are your brothers do they chatter a little bit? And your parents?
We also come from a family of 7. I count 10 because we have 3 dogs. So we have us, our twin brothers. We also have a little sister named Sienna, and our parents, and then our 3 dogs. So it's always loud. So everyone has
We're too loud for the.
Oh yeah,
this. I'm sorry.
No, oh God, no. I was just, it reminded me of being like with my brothers and sisters and my cousins. It's like everybody's battling, and you gotta talk. It's fun. And my daughter is Sienna as well, so we got another connection.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, what are you gonna do? Hey, so I really liked hearing what you're talking about. You know, especially Angel. Look at me. You're talking about making room, like you just. In the future, like I'm making room to coach because it is, you know, it's important for them to see. So you saw people coming back from Georgia State. I know you're probably planning on going back and demonstrating and so forth. Tell me what else is going to happen at Georgia State. Like, when do you guys get to start working out? Who do you see on your schedule? And I know they're an up and coming program, or at least they've been doing really well.
Yeah, what we know so far is that
we start like practicing and lifting
next week, because I don't know if it was NCAA or our school that said that we aren't allowed to have coached practices. So it's all stuff by ourselves. So with the team, so we've been waking up really early to go like lift
at the rec center.
At the rec center, we've been going out to run, we've been going out to drill, and then we meet up with everyone to go play. Right now, I don't think we know about our schedule right now, because I'm pretty sure preseason's canceled.
No, yeah, I think all of our fall things have been put on hold.
And they said, and NCAA I think has sent out stuff that we are all allowed to compete in, like women's open and stuff like that.
Okay.
So I think that's what is scheduled for the fall. We know nothing about the spring right now, but we're keeping high hopes.
Yeah.
And hopefully we're gonna get to have a season, especially all the fall sports right now. I think I don't know about football. I know that
they're trying
They're trying to either move their championships to the spring or keep them now, but I know they're all practicing really, really hard. So I hope like all of the sports get to have their chances this season.
Yeah.
Especially with
it's a really complicated time, especially, you know, when you look back on your senior year. You know, our oldest son, he was supposed to have his wedding, but he got married on Zoom instead, you know, but everybody makes the best of it, right? They had a beautiful wedding on Zoom because they really wanted to be married. And then, you know, then we all had a nice party in our backyard. And that's what changed, you know, in our lives, and things are changing in your life. But I can tell you guys are making the best of it with a great attitude, right? And that like totally comes through. And I also want to say, I would love to periodically check in with you guys as you go through Georgia State, because I'm already like, this is my favorite guest ever, right? And also, I think it would be really cool for our people that watch the show to go, oh yeah, I want to see what's up with them. So we want to like periodically check in with you. We'll keep reaching out. Is that all right?
Yeah, that's totally fine. Yeah.
Okay, so I have something that I do when I have somebody on. I ask them a series of questions, right? And so this will be a little tricky with both of you. So we'll just go like, you know, Angel, Bella, just answer and then go. Okay. So, all right, you ready? So first, your first pet name. First pet you ever had.
Wait. Oh, Sasha and Leah. They're at the same time.
Nice. Bella, you got the same memory, I would imagine.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. How about what's your Angel, go ahead. What's your go-to shoe if you're like going to go out socially, like you're going to go out and have fun?
Oh, Nike shoes. Sneakers.
You'll never see her wear sandals.
You'll never see me wear anything else.
Bella, what's yours?
Probably the same thing, because we're really active. We're just like sneaker time. So
like I might have to run.
Okay. All right. Favorite like sports team ever, college, and not one that you're on, but like college or pro, or like what was the favorite one? The best memories you got, Angel?
Oh man.
Just say something.
Okay, I'm gonna have to say probably Stanford's indoor team.
Nice. We know Catherine Plummer. She's been on the show a few times. She's the best. Okay, Bella, you got one?
I don't really have a favorite. I'm kind of just like, I like watching the sport baseball, like professional baseball. It's always fun to watch it. Always.
Say Braves.
Braves. I'm wearing Braves.
Okay. Nickname, Angel. You got a nickname besides Angel?
Angel, Angle, Lena, Twin.
Okay. Bella?
Bella. Part 2 of Ferrari Squared.
Oh yeah, I'm part 1.
Yeah, I don't really get called much
Bubbles.
other than that does not count.
All right. I know growing up in a big family, you guys probably played board games. What's your favorite board game, Bella?
I'm gonna say Monopoly. Our team, I'm pretty sure one person cries after every game, so it's really fun to play with our family.
We're great entrepreneurs and real estate agents in our house.
Okay, Angel, is that the same one for you, Angel?
Poker. It's got to be poker. Texas Hold'em.
Texas Hold'em. Nice. All right. How about what's your favorite main dish, Bella? Your best go-to meal.
Pasta in general. Italiano.
Okay.
Pasta.
Angel?
I'm gonna have to go hibachi chicken and shrimp fried rice.
Ooh, solid.
I love hibachi. It's
okay, Angel, your favorite dessert?
Oh man. Okay. That's a really hard one. Just say something. I'm going cannolis.
Oh, grab the gun. I mean, grab the cannoli. Sorry. Go ahead, Bella.
I have to go Oreo truffles, Oreo balls. I just ate like all of them today.
All right, favorite Bella, favorite movie?
Probably Baby Driver. I really love that movie.
Nice. All right, that's a good pull. That's first time you entered the room. Angel.
Meet the Robinsons.
Okay.
It's a great movie. It's underrated.
I love it. All right. If you had Bella, if you're going favorite musical group.
Hamilton.
That's a favorite musical. I'll give you that. That's solid. Angel, what's your favorite musical group?
Group?
Yeah, like a group, or MC or anything you want.
I'm probably gonna say Casting Crowns. I really love their music.
Okay.
Seriously, I love them so much.
I like that you guys are digging deep for these. This is good. How about what's your Angel? Who's your favorite author or your favorite book?
Ooh, okay. My favorite book is Maniac McGee. Read it in 5th grade. Love it.
Okay.
But my favorite author, George Orwell, because I love Animal Farm as well.
That was
my book. I know.
My favorite book is Animal Farm.
Okay. Yeah, no, that book explains a lot about the world. All right.
Yeah,
how about you have a favorite professional athlete that you admire?
Okay, I'm gonna have to say Sarah Sponsel. I love the way that she plays. It's amazing. I strive to do that.
Yep, she is. She's a baller. How about you, Bella?
I like all of them. I don't really have a favorite. That's the one, not the movie, the player. I just love watching everybody. I don't have a specific, I like this person because I like all of them. I like watching how all of them proceed in their careers and watching all of it. So. And
if Bella, if you have a quote or some kind of mantra or something you say to yourself when you need to fire up and or get the next thing done, what do you got? Anything?
Every time we lose a point, Angel and I, when we play together, I'm kind of just okay, I got to do better. And if I mess up, I know Angel's already on another court trying to get it. So.
All right, Angel, you got a go-to quote?
Oh, man. Okay. My go-to quote, I'm just going to say it's a song. It's, what's the High School Musical song? What is it?
Now or Never.
Now or Never
from High School Musical 3.
3. 1 and 2 didn't grab me. 3 grabbed me. Yeah. Here's the thing. If I was your parent, your coach, your teacher, I would be so proud. And we could kind of just tell from seeing the comments that are coming through, the people are proud of you. And it's come through by the way you guys have just done this interview. And when I watched you play, you could see a beautiful spirit for life. And it's a joy to watch. And I'm really glad you came on the show.
Thank you for having us
so much.
Yeah.
No, this is fun. I like doing this.
Good. Well, I meant what I said. I really would like to check in with you periodically and just see how things go. I think our fans would love that. They would just be like, "Oh, put those girls back on. We want to see them." Right. And I just asked Marley if she could reload your highlight film. So as I say goodbye to you before we sign off, today. I got to plug one more thing, but then after that, and I need you to go vote on Twitter because it's a fun one. But after that, we're going to play your highlight film again because I got to see you guys chase down that ball. That was pretty good.
Okay. All right.
All right. And best of luck this coming season. And we look forward to seeing you again.
Thank you so much.
God, that was so fun. They're hilarious. I felt like I didn't even need to ask them any questions. I could have gone, okay, girls, and go. So one more thing to plug. Then we're going to play their highlight. And then we got some box cobbler, of course, and out. But one other poll I got up on Twitter is going right now. Now, Paris will be, well, Tokyo will be hosting the next Olympics, of course, that were postponed this year. And then 24 is going to be Paris, and 28 Los Angeles, not far from where we sit, will be some of the biggest in the SoFi Stadium and so forth. So something that happened with Casey Wasserman, he runs the movement for LA 28. And it's hard to get the International Olympic Committee, the IOC, to really budge off of adjusting anything that has to do with the rings or that. But one thing he did get them to do was to let an open competition, if you will, or a submission go with redesigning the A. So it's LA 28 and then the rings, right? But so there's been this series of submissions from 26 athletes, artists, and musicians and the like that have submitted these different A's. The reason I picked this up, David Wharton, friend of the show, he's been on the show a few times. David Wharton's great. He covers the Olympic beat. And so David wrote an article in the LA Times today. That's how we got wind of it. And you can see all these different A's that have been submitted. And so what I got going up on Twitter as we keep looking at these is 4 choices. They're the ones that David put on the front page of the California section of the LA Times today. I think they go from Dr. Wu, who's a famous tattoo artist. There's one from Billie Eilish, the singer. There's one from Reese Witherspoon. And there's one from Allison Felix, the great sprinter. So those were the ones you can vote on. I think we're going to keep this going because it's really cool what's going on. So we'll keep that going. So this one only goes for 2 more days, this particular poll on my Twitter. And you can go there and vote. That's what they look like. So you'll vote at Sports Stories DL. And then we'll keep putting 4 more up from 4 more of these athletes or entertainers, artists, and hopefully you'll get into it and enjoy it like we did. I think it's brilliant to be marketing 8 years out. Way to go, LA 28. So there you go on that. All right. Normally I would say goodbye. Like I would sign off like whoever we talked to. I'd be like, Thomas Magnum, I'm out. Something like that. And then we go to Box Cobbler and our credit roll. But instead, I'm going to say thank you, Ferary Twins, for being here. And we're going to play your highlight film again, but I'll go ahead and sign off. So it'll be highlight film, Box Cobbler, and we'll be out. Buck will kick it out for us. Hey, thank you. That was great. Bryan Jones, Ferary Twins. That show was great. Okay. Speaking of Ferraris, I'm Thomas Magnum. We're out.
Oh, good one.
Hey, there's a story threatening our life today. If I don't hear that story, I'm gonna fade away. Hey, people, Sports Stories on his way. Sports Stories on today at 5.
Sports Stories with Denny Lennon is supported by the AAU. Find a local event and join at aausports.org. And remember, you can catch your favorite amateur sports live stream, replays, and highlights at ballertv.com. Sports Stories, along with East Bay, supports the Heroes Movement, a nonprofit that bridges the gap from mental or physical therapy to getting strong again through strength and conditioning workouts. This free service is available for any veteran of the United States Armed Forces. Visit heroesmovementusa.org for more information. Sports Stories, along with thousands of people across the country, also supports the My Stuff Bags Foundation, a nonprofit that provides traumatized children with new belongings and new hope. Learn more at mystuffbags.org. Sports Stories with Denny Lennon is a production of Sports Stories, Inc. and is available on Apple Podcasts and YouTube or wherever you listen and watch. Don't forget to subscribe, rate, and give us a review. It really helps spread the word. You can find all our social media links, archives, and other info on our website at sportsstoriespodcast.com. Special thanks to the John R. Wooden Course and Wooden's Wisdom. Original music for Sports Stories is courtesy of Lennon Music Productions. Original images by Sienna Lennon Photography. Sports Stories is produced by Christine Jimbo and Marley Rice. Sports Stories is edited by Bob McCall. Additional staff include Ray Castro, Teresa Dolan, Jake Downey, Carlos Haro, and Buck Magic Lennon. Kick it out, Buck!
Yeah, kick it out! Kick it out! Yeah, buddy! Way to kick it out! Good job!